Hello, my name is Erin Sims and my project was Boone Meadow Elementary School in Whitestown, Indiana. My purpose for this project was to focus on the enhancement of 3 out of 5 outdoor learning environments of this school. I began my research for this project by asking 2 questions in particular. First, how can we create a STEM garden environment that will remain sustainable and successful in the foreseeable future? And second, what will be the measure of success for this project according to community members, and how can we expect the subsequent fundraising to reflect that success? For the first question, interviews with previous teachers guided me toward doing further research into the STEM education standards for the state of Indiana. The second research question relied heavily on discussions with members of the community who all agree that the measure of success will be reflected in the benefits they see in students after the project has been implemented. After conducting the research for my guided questions, I began the inventory and analysis portion of this project. The site is located in Whitestown, Indiana, right on the Whitestown-Zionsville border. The entirety of the school's property is about 18 acres in size, but the areas that this project focuses on are much smaller in scale. The diagrams you see on the lower half of the board reflect the demographics of the K-4 school. On the right side of the board, you will see the 3 focus areas that we will be looking to enhance, as well as accompanying photographs I took from a site visit back in February. Continuing my site analysis, I specifically wanted to answer the question, how can we utilize the existing site conditions and view sheds to successfully design the outdoor spaces of this school? In order to answer that question, I gathered information on the soil types, hardiness zones, and elevations of the site, existing vegetation, pedestrian and vehicular paths, as well as view shed opportunities and obstructions. Additionally, I conducted a survey amongst the teachers and other faculty at Boone Meadow in order to answer several guided questions, including the amount of time spent outside the classroom every day and for what subjects. The results of this survey can be seen in the graphics on the bottom right of the board. Getting into the program development of this project, I had 3 goals that I wanted to accomplish, one for each of the 3 focus areas. First, I wanted to create an entirely new space for the kindergartners. Second, I planned to completely redesign the existing STEM garden space. And third, I wanted to improve and enhance the open green space beside the playground by extending some of the STEM garden into this sunnier area. I began my design process by gathering an assortment of precedent imagery that would help guide my design decisions. I found many of the images on my own, but several were also added by my project stakeholders in order to reflect their vision within the project. This imagery can be seen broken up into 4 categories to reflect the 3 focus areas, as well as any bonus areas, such as the backlot and school entry. My design process began with an iteration that closely followed the original ideas of the project stakeholders. However, in the second iteration, I tried to think outside the box in terms of where I was placing certain programs on the site. I presented both of these iterations to 5 of the teachers and faculty at Boone Meadow, and I gained a tremendous amount of insight on what they liked or didn't like, as well as what else they would like to see in each focus area. Together, we created a 3rd iteration that combined the first 2 designs and helped guide my decision-making process in putting together the 4th and final design sketch for the project's master plan. The master plan I put together provides an overall design guide for my project shareholders, and it reflects the 3 focus areas, as well as some of the bonus area elements, such as the seasonal planting entry bed, the multi-use stage and classroom on the east side of the school, and the recreational track and story walk pathway located in the back lot. My first focus area, the kindergarten, serves as a private space specifically for kindergarten outdoor education. Programmatic elements include a stage area, a multi-textured sensory path, an outdoor classroom, a space for raised stem planters, as well as a mud kitchen, and a boardwalk with an interactive and educational rain garden. These programs are all reflected in my perspectives, and the rain garden's composition can be seen in section AA. This area is also fenced in with a gate as a consideration for the children's safety and privacy. When considering planting, I wanted this site's design to have a consistent and cohesive plant palette across each focus area. Additionally, sustainability was a major factor to consider, so I chose a palette of mainly Indiana natives because they would require less maintenance than many other plants. And the rain garden contains a different plant palette, as you can see, because I designed this space with water-loving plants in mind. The second focus area, the existing STEM garden, is seeing a pivot in program and purpose. Instead of this space serving as the main STEM garden, as it currently is, it will now serve as an outdoor classroom for teachers and students alike. We will accommodate the uneven grade and drainage of this area with a deck and boardwalk path that will serve as central spaces for teaching and education. Some raised planters will remain here for more shade-loving plants, as well as a bug hotel. The plant palette here remains incredibly consistent with the previous area's plan. A continuation of those Indiana natives will provide connectivity between the spaces. The third and final focus area looks at the in-between or open green space beside the new playground. This space will include a variety of new programs, such as the STEM garden extension of raised planter beds, an amphitheater with stone risers, a boardwalk path that travels through a butterfly and rain garden space to the existing playground. And a natural play element is included beside that playground in the form of climbing boulders and naturalized plantings. Additionally, the entirety of this area will see the inclusion of a surrounding plant buffer for student privacy and wind mitigation. The perspectives and sections seen here again reflect each of these programs. Again, this area's planting plan sees a continuation of the previous plant palettes, just at a slightly larger scale. This area's plan also sees the addition of green giant arborvitaes, as this now open area requires a lot more privacy that is currently lacking for the students and teachers. My final board gives a glimpse into future bonus area projects that could be included for Boone Meadow Elementary School. The graphic on the left shows potential for a revitalized entry planting of fruit trees and more Indiana natives that could provide students with a seasonal experience and education throughout the school year. The graphic on the right gives a glimpse at the recreational track and story walk pathway that could be implemented for more programmed student use of the backlot area.